Hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to a very special Metro show this evening. And for one particular person, it's quite a nervy week. The man who's going to be taking this car for a spin this Sunday. Yes, indeed. Now, before we get introduced our guest, of course, Robbie Kenning, of course, we must hasten to add, I think that video was filmed a while ago, wasn't it? Because the contract is no longer with a Drayton Man. It is, of course, the Hickford Construction Limited MG Metro Cup now. But I am delighted to be joined by Robbie Kenning. And Robbie, it's squeaky bum time for you, isn't it? Because Sunday, you're taking that beast behind you for its first outing, aren't you?
Yeah, so it's going to be... I think you hit the nail on the head when you said that to me earlier on, before we went live. It's going to be that moment in the assembly there where my arse is going to be twitching like a pigeon's eye. I do think it will be, but the track days are a bit different, obviously, to racing. So I'm looking forward to it. It's good. It's good nerves.
It's good nerves, and I like to hear that. And as we know, the Metro bunch, a wonderful group of people. You'll be well looked after, and you already know that. But I'm interested to find out, Robbie, a little bit more about you and why you've decided to go racing. So where did this love affair with motorsport start, and then why the Metros?
So I went rallying for a couple of years with my mate. I was a co-driver. Then we did Comp Safari. I got to the stage where I was following everyone around and sitting in the passenger seat and giving directions. I thought, I want to have a go at doing this. Mechanical repairs for what they were doing were too big and too expensive, and the actual rate, like the rallies, like to get to them. So you're talking, you're going to Wales every weekend or every other weekend, and it was too much. In the meantime, I was building an old Mini. Fell in love with them, followed a few championships, Mini 7s, Mini Miglias. Then I worked for an A-Series specialist for a while. And then I stumbled across my Metro. And it was one of those ones at the time, we just found out we were having our second baby. And the wife said to me, like, you can do one more car or engine, take your pick. So I found the Metro, and it was down in Southampton. I thought, I didn't really know too much about them. So then I started doing the research, and I stumbled across the Metro Cup. And from there, sort of the love affair started. I started speaking to everyone, went to a couple of events to see sort of what the crack was, took the plunge, bought the car. And the rest of it's from history.
So how long ago was this from sort of thinking, okay, let's go Metro racing, to sort of obviously Sundays coming around? So how long has it been for you?
2.5 years. But if I didn't, obviously I've got two little boys. If I was a single man, I could have probably got it done within 6 months to a year. But it's just been a case of as and when I can find the hours to go into the shed and do what I need to do. So I mean, it has taken me a bit longer, and I've just had to deal with it. So yeah, 2.5 years at the moment, but I'm looking forward to it. It's been a worthwhile 2.5 years.
2.5 years, and it comes to this on Sunday. Now, of course, Sunday, Mallory Park, Now you know Mallory Park, don't you? Because that's where you did your ARDS test, didn't you? Let's have a little. I've got a nice little image to show everybody. This was actually taken from your Facebook, Robbie. so, so you were at Mallory Park doing your ARDS test. I don't know if this is you behind the wheel of the car or not, but that's what you did. Is that the motorsport school?
Yeah, that's the motorsport school. So I went to go and saw Pete and Mel. Did a cracking job. Really nice bunch of people. So yeah, if you're going to get your ARDS test, go and see them or wherever you want to. But I recommend motorsport school.
And you passed first time, right?
Passed first time.
And we know this because here's the evidence. Look at that.
Yeah. My little boy, I said, "Oh, I've got my race license now." He goes, "Oh, you have to put it on then." All right, fine. So I got in my race suit, and yep, there's the photo.
Now, of course, you have to have the cross there to say that you're a rookie. But what's your expectations from Sunday? Is this just a case of? I know you're working on the car tonight. You said you're doing a bit of work on the car tonight. Is this just a case of look, almost shake it down? Let's just get it going and to make sure everything's good and I'm confident behind the wheel. Or are you thinking, no, I'm going to go flat out straight away here?
So I'm going to be careful because like I've done go-karting before and I've always been on the mindset I'm going to go out and push it. With this, I've done a test evening and it was, I mean, the car handled well. I made a couple of different changes to try and figure out what was best for me, and I was putting in some good times. A couple of bad habits that crept in after I looked through the video, so there's things I've got to change. But no, I think my aim for Sunday is literally going to be just get round, see the checkered flag. If I can have a couple of battles throughout the race, then brilliant, and I end up where I end up.
So let's go back to the car then, because it's behind you right now, isn't it? It's got its bonnet up. How much work have you had to do on that car to get it race ready?
So when I got it, it was a rolling shell. The cage was in it. The subframes, all the running gear was in it, with the exception of the engine. But it was very dated. So the car was in the championship in '98 and '99, and it won it with Bob Welch driving it. And then from off the back of that, it then sort of vanished up until a couple of years ago, where it did a couple of single events, and then it got broken, forgotten about. I've had to build it from the ground up. So when I got it, I stripped all the subframes out. I had them sent away, blasted, powder coated, done the interior. I mean, you name it, I've had to do it to the car. I've had to source different front panels, different bonnets, because originally it came with a Mark II bonnet and grille. I wasn't too... I like the look of the Mark II, but for me, to get this livery to work, it had to have the Mark I bonnet and grille.
And talk us about the livery. Is that the original livery?
So it's not the original livery it raced with in '98 and '99. This is the livery from a Group A touring car run by British Leyland. That particular car, the Computer Vision, would have been driven by Patrick Watts,
Nice.
with different name or a different number. But yeah, there were 6 original works cars. So I've done it as a bit of homage to what my effect on a Group A would be, naturally aspirated. Now
you've taken this out for a little spin, haven't you? I've got another little image to show. This is you. Is this at that's Brands Hatch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now you've given this a bit of a shakedown. How did it perform at Brands?
Yeah, it did well. So we went out for I don't know 5 or 6 sessions. First 5 laps was literally sighting laps and getting a bit of time in the tyres. Then getting in, spanner checking the car. Then after that, it was then making changes to the suspension, trying to get it to handle as best as it would. So I managed to get quite a few bits done, and I think I got a setup that would suit me driving for Sunday, which would be quite nice.
Don't you? You only need to turn right at Mallory, don't you?
Yeah.
Longest right-hander in the UK, isn't it, Mallory? Is that right? I think that's right.
Good job I'm on the inside to try and counterbalance it.
So was it quite emotional for you taking it out on track for the very, very first time, or obviously it'll be very emotional on Sunday, but at Brands, was it like this is 2.5 years of work and it's now coming together?
Yeah, I came back and I was buzzing. So there was my dad and my mate came with me, and we were... I mean, I went out for the first 2 or 3 sessions, and by that point I bimbled round and I was happy with the car, and I started to push on. And when I was pushing on, and I mean, I was getting to the top of paddock in top gear, just about to hit the rev limiter, so I know I was pushing on a bit. And yeah, I mean, it felt great, and coming away from it, I was just buzzing, smiling, and even the next day, I literally was like walking around at work, like just so happy. It was almost the same smile I had when I found out I was having another baby.
I hope the wife's not watching then.
Yeah.
uh, Now, Robbie, throughout this as well, you've actually been doing your own little podcast videos as well, haven't you? And you just mentioned actually off air that you've got another one coming up soon. And where can people watch the episodes that you've done so far?
Best places will be on the MG Cup page. I generally can't remember my YouTube channel. That's bad.
Yeah, we'll put it on the Metro Cup page. So if anybody wants it, we'll put it on the Metro YouTube, and I'm sure we'll get it on the Facebook page as well. Now, listen, I love the racing. I'm super excited for you, especially to get out racing. Of course, I think Ben Williams is going to be joining you as well, isn't he? As David on Sunday as well. So does that help a little bit? Do you think that somebody else is going through the same as you?
I think, yeah, it'd be quite nice to go up to Ben and have a chat. Obviously, try and work out how he's feeling and how I am. Obviously, it's completely two different, completely different cars. We've got an A series and a K series. We've got obviously Rob Jessup, who did his first race at Alton Park. He did really well. Yeah, it's nice to see that the championships sort of had an influx of new competitors, and there's a couple more that have turned up with different cars. And that I know of a couple of A series 1380s, a similar spec to this, which are looking to join as well. So the grid hopefully will keep on growing.
It's really starting to thrive, isn't it? And it's a real pleasure to see that. There's nothing quite like a sight of 16, 17 Metros thundering around a racetrack, is there? Now, you're going to be part of that as well. How do you think you're going to be feeling on Sunday morning when you're sat in that assembly area and you've just got to go out for qualifying? The first time you'll be turning the wheel in competitive anger, shall we say, Robbie?
I think I'm going to be nervous. I fully imagine I'm going to have the jelly leg shakes when I'm putting the clutch down. I pull away. Biggest thing for me is making sure I can get a clean getaway, because I've only had to practice outside work a couple of times, so I've not had that pull. It's not like a normal car where you can drop the clutch and it will go, because of the spec of the car and the gearbox and the clutch. It's going to be a bit different, so I'm going to have to play it careful.
Now, we're going to be joined by Ben next week on a little live show just to find out how his how his debut went. We'd love to have you back on for that as well, Robbie. Get you two together just to sort of find out what it was like getting into racing. Just quickly, just before I let you go, because I know you want to crack on with the car and enjoy the rest of the evening. It's a beautiful evening, isn't it? Your experience with the team at the Metro so far, what has that been like working with Emma and getting everything organised? Has it been pretty seamless?
Yeah, I mean, anything I've needed, I can send a text or a message to Emma, Kim, to the driver group, and generally speaking, someone will come back and help you. I mean, the other day it was a case of I couldn't remember if we put the transponder numbers in or someone said about that, and amongst everyone, they already sort of come up with the answer. So, yeah, it's been good. Technically, I've had to ask a couple of questions that I've had to go to a couple of different people to try and work out what to do. But other than that, so everyone's helpful, and they I think that people just want to see another car on the grid.
Yeah, definitely. Look, Robbie, I'm going to let you go in a sec because I know you've got a lot to do. I just want to wish you the very, very best of luck this Sunday, and I can assure you, as soon as you get out on track, all of those nerves will just disappear, and you'll be one with the machine, shall we say? Robbie, best of luck. Thanks for joining us this evening. I really, really appreciate it. And again, have a wonderful time on Sunday. Just remember, everybody watching, if you do want to find out, we'll keep everybody updated on social media with how Robbie and everybody's doing with the MG Metro Cup. That's just about it for us. But one final thing before we do another little video to play, just let you know that, of course, this year we have been working very, very closely with the Hickford Construction Limited MG Metro Cup to bring you as much live streaming as possible, live shows such as this, and marketing as well. And for the rest of the year, it's going to look a little something like this. Thank you and good night.